back. Marty's Alliance. Of course, I'm Marty. Sorry about the audio last time, guys. It's kind of new. It didn't have a dead cat. And I'm hoping that this time the audio is going to be a lot better. I really didn't want to throw away content because of that situation. But it happens. It happens. It happens. You live and learn. Live and learn. I don't have no very expensive microphone for this. I think I'll go through and see what it is. I think it's a Boya lavalier mic, lavalier, however you say that. You know, you can't expect a country boy to say it correctly every time, can you? Look at that boat. Gee, but I've got the dead cat on here. Got it in the helmet. I got a lot of the ports blocked off in the helmet. That way there's no wind or nothing coming in. And we ought to see exactly what all is going on. But let me ask y'all a question. And I know this is a bad thing to kind of put on the interweb. And especially a bad thing to kind of put on YouTube, because I try my damnedest not to bring this up or anything. What do y'all think about us bombing Iran again last night? You know, last night was February 28th. You know, at 2 o'clock in the morning, which that's what today is. I understand we need to stand with Israel. You know, I stand with Israel 110%. I believe that, you know, they kind of screwed with the wrong people. I support decisions as long as the decisions do not trickle into the U.S. economy. That's all I've got to say about that. I know that kind of sound like Forrest Gump for a second, but that's all I got to say about that. All right. We are out on the Magna, the 86, doing a little cruising. We're going to run over to a buddy's house. Once we get over to the buddy's house, going to help him do some stuff, working on the boat. The sun's coming in. And later on, once I kind of get this audio and stuff down, I plan on getting with him. He's got a motorcycle. It's on one of my shorts. Go check it out. It is a 92 Honda VT 1100. Good looking bike. Real good looking bike. Black. He's done a lot of work to it. Got it running. But I want to go ahead and get him on the channel of us riding and get the ideas of what kind of got him into riding, what his bike is, what he's doing, how he enjoys it, what his fears are, the things we talked about in the last video. Granted, you probably didn't hear much about it, but it worked. And I found some people to do it. Update. You remember the guy, Bronson, that I told you that I'll bring on the channel before too long? Matter of fact, it was in a video of me changing the carburetor on the little Yamaha Farrago. Well, he went up to the DMV. He done his he got his permit, motorcycle permit, got it done. So good job, Bronson. Proud of you, buddy. Keep up the good work. I want everybody in the comments to say good luck. Keep up the good work, good job. Congratulate Bronson on it. Done a good job, man. There's more fun times to come. You'll be able to ride a little more, do a little more. All right. Those guys out of the way. I'm going to lift this visor and grab something. It might get a little freezy in here. Let's hope it don't. Actually, man, that sounds kind of a little better, honestly. It sounds better. It feels better. All right, now we're back. Now, I'm going to have to figure this out because it seems like if I open like even crack the visor a little bit or open it up, I don't hear so much wind on the inside of the visor. But as soon as I close the visor like that, it seems like there's a drone inside here, which, you gotta understand, you are on a motorcycle, you do have wind. I wish I could get a hold to some of the other guys that do moto vlogging and kind of follow their setup, or if anybody knows a decent setup or a decent mic, that way we don't have to worry about the whole wind noise and blah, 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 all the other BS. And I am recording on a Insta360 X2. I have it in a single lens mode on a chin mount on the helmet. I better watch out going through here. I know there's cops everywhere, and the best thing I would do is get a ticket. Let's go a different way today. We'll go this way. We'll go through the bottoms, take y'all through a tunnel, come up to Benton, and we'll go on the back way to his end. Well, how's everybody been? The weather been good for y'all? Because it is about 70 degrees today, and sun shining. Couldn't ask for a better day. And the only thing we need to do is ask God to bless us on this bike ride that we're going to have today and make sure we come home safe to our loved ones, friends, family, and so on and so forth. Well, thank you, God. Thank you for waiting on me. How you doing? We get out this way, hit these back roads. Dodge is a bunch of traffic. It's very, very fun, kind of small, curvy road, hilly. Is there anything that y'all guys would like to see? Anything y'all guys like me to talk about? I want to kind of get y'all's input, what y'all want to hear, what y'all want to talk about. I would love to be able to do a live stream while riding, but there ain't gonna be no talking back and forth. I'll be able to look down at the phone, which is phone is right here. I might be able to read some comments or something while riding, but that's distracted driving. And we don't want that, do we? No, we don't. I know last time I come through here, there was a dog. I'll find a spot right up here. It's kind of a funny story. We were riding through here, and the old lady, she was in front of us on her motorcycle. Yeah, it's right up here across this bridge. Anyways, that dog, she was, I don't know, probably about from here, that bridge in front of us. And that dog come flying off that porch, out that driveway right there. And he didn't check up. And looking at her running, barking, and ran smack off into the side of the ditch over there. Now, that right there is a topic that I can stay on all day long. Guys, if you love your animals, if you really love your animals, make sure they don't chase cars, and hell for, make sure they don't chase motorcycles. I'm about over it. We do everything we can to be safe. Safe out here on the road. We've got to watch for everything while we're riding motorcycles. Hell, we're on two wheels here. But the last thing that I want to worry about is kind of easing down a little back road like this, enjoying the countryside. Boom, dog jumps out right there in front of you. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, I've got to tell y'all something. I don't know how it is in y'all states, but here in Kentucky, I'm pretty sure that if a motorcycle rider goes down because of the dog now, it is the owners of the dog's responsibility to pay for your bike, your medical bills, what the hell? Your medical bills. It is the owner's responsibility. They're allowing that dog to get out in the road and chase vehicles. I've tried to put a stop to it around the house. Talked to some of the neighbors, but there's something that's going to happen, and my buddy, he carries some with him, and it's believe it or not, I think it's bear mace. Oh my goodness, what a turn! Oh, something I'm doing today, yeah, because I just drove foot pegs coming around the curve here. I'm putting on the original shocks back on this Magna. She sets a little low for me, and each time I get ready to take a nice sharp curve, I'm always dragging foot pegs, and I want to get up a little bit more. That way I can get over more. I don't have to keep it so far up. To me, the handling's going to be a little bit better, especially around curves. But anyways, get back to the dogs. Dogs. I've had there was one time I'll go ahead and tell y'all what happened. I was riding to work one day, and every day I go down this road, and there was this kind of like a bulldog kind of dog, mixed breed, Heinz 57. Who done it and what for? He'd always want to chase you. Well, he'd always sit on that front porch. Well, you come up through there and try to give her the chicken to get by him, and what do you do? Run out there, run right beside you, try to bite you, bark, and everything else. I said, buddy, I got one for you. I got one. I kept on sitting back. What I do? If I talk to him, it ain't gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change. If I hit the dog, then I'm worried about repercussions. But it's their dog. Oh, look at here, tunnel. 13-9. Oh, Lord of mercy. Pretty neat stuff, ain't it? Looks like we're all up here. Let's check this out. Y'all see this? On the other bike, boy, it is loud. Very loud. But anyways, I was sitting over there thinking, what can I do about this dog? Well, one afternoon, I've had enough. I had enough of that dog chasing me. And I was coming home. It was probably about, 5:30 in the afternoon. Going by that house, and there that dog come, running out towards the road. Well, anyways, I slowed down a little bit. That dog had one of them real thick collars. Well, I took that collar, and I hooked that collar underneath the tip of my boot. And I drug that damn dog probably about 50 yards. Took my boot, let him up. That dog ran back to the house yelping, and hell, I don't even think he had any fur on one side of his body. Didn't kill him. And, well, let's just say the next day, I rode the motorcycle back to work. That dog was laying on the front porch. Didn't move. Didn't even decide to chase nobody. Didn't want to. He done said, I found out what happens whenever I catch a motorcycle, and I don't think I like it. Now, with that being said, I have hit a dog before. I have. Not proud of it, but yet again, it comes into the situation what I tell you. If you've got a dog, you love your dog, man, don't have it chase people on motorcycles. Well, the guy that we're going over here to see, my buddy, we were getting that bike running. And he asked me, he said, you don't mind, take her for a spin around the block, see if we got her on copacetic. I said, all right, cool. I shall do that. Well, I went ahead and left out of his driveway, went down, and I was running, 35, 40, 45 mile an hour, get that right up in there. Well, I noticed two dogs on the left and on the right-hand side of the road. One dog ran across. I said, okay. The other dog kind of stayed right there on the side. I said, all right, we're going to be good. Well, the small dog he ran up beside me, and I'm over there kind of looking down, watching him, making sure I don't hit him. And then as soon as he got there, I kind of downshifted and sped up real quick. Well, in the time of me downshifting and speeding up, this full-size, standard, yes, I'm going to say it, poodle ran out in front of me, broadside. I wound up hitting that dog broadside with the front tire, folded the dog down, and I kind of went up over the dog, and the other dog, it's still chasing and barking, and I just went on. That poodle got up, ran over into the yard. Did I kill it? I don't know. He got up, he left the scene of the accident, so I don't know if I killed him or not. Well, with that being said, I went on down around the block, came back, went up there to Sean's house, and pulled in. I said, man, I feel sorry for your neighbor's dog down there. He said, what happened? He said, you didn't go down, did you? I said, no, sir, I didn't go down. I said, but, I hit that dog. He said, you hit it? I said, yeah. I told him the story, what I just told y'all, how everything happened. And he said, man, I'm sorry. And he started looking at his bike. He said, man, you must have got him good, dude. That's my son's buddy's dog. And I said, oh, shit, man, here we go. He said, man, there's blood everywhere. And it looked like blood. There's blood and what we thought was blood on the front tire and all down the right-hand side of the bike. No. Guys, girls, that's what you call dog shit. That dog has shit himself everywhere, all over the side of that bike. I got another story to tell you about hitting animals. It was 2013. I was over the road driving for TMC Transportation. And I had a load. I was living in Alabama at the time, and I had a load to deliver in Decatur. And then they had to send me over to Bruce, Mississippi to pick up a load of lumber. Now, this was Halloween night. Well, I went down there, and they had it set, my appointment, for like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and hell far I had to sit around all day. But anyways, I got down there to Bruce, Mississippi late. It was dark. I went on ahead, and I got loaded, and you could run out one road and run you all the way over to 55, because hell, that load was only going to St. Louis. Well, anyways, I get out there on that road, and the Qualcomm, and that's what you got the loads on back in the day, that Qualcomm was sitting over in the passenger seat, and the light was still on, and it was casting a reflection on the windshield. Well, I reached over there, pushed the button, turned it off. Well, I looked up. Now, here I am, 80,000 pounds, running 55 mile an hour on a dark road, 2-lane, ditches like this right here on both sides of the road, dark, Halloween night, in a 379 extended hood Peterbilt. I creamed a cow. Yes, I said it. A cow. Moo. Beef. Cow. Hit a cow. Well, let's say I totaled the truck. I got out. I was kind of shooken up about it. Called Todd Bunning, and he was the safety director at TNC at the time. Gave him a call, and I said, Todd, I said, buddy, I wound up having an accident out here on blah, blah, blah road outside Bruce, Mississippi, leaving Weyerhaeuser. He said, number one thing I got to ask. He said, are you okay? I said, yes, sir. I said, hell, my pride kind of hurt a little bit, but I'm fine. He said, all right, load secure? I said, yes, sir, it's still secure. Everything's there. I didn't go off the road. I'm still in the road. He said, all right, how's the cow? I said, how's the cow? I said, hell, man, I said, he's in ICU. He'll be out tomorrow. He's doing fine. Man, brother, he's dead. He's dead. He said, oh, man. He said, we'll send somebody out there. He said, go ahead and call the sheriff's department, get somebody out there, see if you can't get an identifying mark on that cow. Because that right there would be a landowner, because in Mississippi, there wasn't no free-range cattle. Whatever the hell free-range cattle is in Mississippi, they don't have it. And was trying to get a hold of the landowner or the cow owner to get responsibility for that. Of course, nobody's going to take responsibility, even if it is their cow. And he said, I tell you what, go ahead and if you cut the cow up and hang it in the bunk, we'll have beef jerky by the time you get back. Ha, ha, ha. I'm glad that they kind of, they made light of the situation, made the situation light, not really busting my ass too much for hitting a cow, but what can you do? You're not expecting a cow to be in the middle of the road, middle of the night, on a two-lane road. You're just not expecting it. But anyways, that right there went over great, went over pretty well, honestly. They took the truck, put it in, they took the truck to Des Moines, Iowa, and put it in their shop. And they gave me a Helmet 3, I think a 389 or 368 or some kind of weird truck to drive after that. And I was training guys. And here's the moral of the story. Never give up. Never give up on what you want. Because, man, I wanted my truck bad. Real bad. Breaking the story, this spot right here, as we're passing, it's going to be right about here. No, wait. Right about here. Remember that, and I will get a story to you about that spot to come. But anyways, the moral of the story about that, never give up. Because this happened in October 31st, Halloween night of 2013. And January 12th of 2014, they came to me and said, hey, I need you up here in Des Moines, Iowa. I said, oh, okay. Well, what all happened was they fixed my truck and gave that truck back to me. That truck number was 9530, extended hood Peterbilt from TMC. If y'all ever see that truck out on the road, hell, I doubt y'all will. But if y'all ever do, that was my old truck. I love that truck. Well, guys, we're coming up on that spot where the poodle, you remember the poodle I was telling you about? That happened right up here in this little straightaway. I'm about to close this video out and kind of go from there, because I'm about over here at his house, and I don't want to bring him on the channel or anything without his full consent. Dog happened right here. But guys, y'all remember one thing. Get out, get you a motorcycle. Hell, it can be cheap, expensive, whatever y'all want. Get out and ride a little bit. I want to see y'all out here. Get out riding. Well, guys, the time has come where I've got to say, with friends, family, and alliance like y'all, anything's possible. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. God bless. Man, keep it real. I see you.